It is the 21st of February in game. It is the Carabao Cup final to kick things off. We are taking on Leeds United at Wembley. The transfer window has come and gone. I sold almost £90 million worth of players in January. I don't think that's normal, is it? We're going to talk about the transfers and more right after the intro. Yes, folks, how is it going? And a warm welcome back to the Journey Manager. We are here at Newcastle, and as you've already heard, to kick things off today, massive game, EFL Cup final, Leeds United. I'm looking forward to that, but not as much as I'm looking forward to talking all about transfers, because as you've heard, we sold some pretty big names. One of the biggest departures wasn't a sale, but Manu Sainz has now left the club out on loan. He's gone to Villarreal. They've told me there's an optional fee that they might want to pay. I don't think they're going to want to pay it. But you know what? At the very least, he's just not at the club for a little bit, which does kind of make me happy. Elsewhere, one of the first signings we made when we came into the club in Jonathan Raveda has left. Of course, he was a free transfer a year and a half ago. We brought him in. We've moved him on for £6.5 million. He only played 4 games for us. Pretty happy about that. Shout out to Lecce for that signing. And another quite big one that they did. This was a man who I was open to selling, and when I got a really good kind of potential transfer target that I wanted to bring in, I kind of committed to the idea of selling Soretti. We have sold him for, as you can see here, £40 million. A little bit of a profit considering he was brought in for £3.5 million once upon a time. This guy is a good player. Yeah, I don't know if he's a great player. I don't feel like he's been great for me so far. 3 goals in 17 games first half of the season. 12 of those were starts as well. Yeah, decided to move him on. The reason for that will become apparent. But elsewhere, there was one other departure. Marcelo Munoz left the building to go to Tottenham. This was a guy who you may remember was agreed to sign for the club before I actually came in, and so I was kind of stuck with him. Well, I gave him a chance first half of this year. He wasn't awful. We actually played him as a right wing-back option more than as a defensive mid. But yeah, when significant interest was shown in the 28-year-old Peruvian, did decide to let him go. I mean, you can see here the total transfers out totals £225 million. The transfers in is nowhere near that. That's not to say we didn't sign anyone. We signed 3 players in January who weren't already pre-agreed to join us. Borko Milhalilovic, I'm just going to call him Borko because it's quite a fun name. 18-year-old Serbian, professional personality, looks like he could be a really good player. My scouts rate him highly, so when he was available for £6 million, decided to bring him in. With Munoz leaving the club, it did leave a little bit of a gap at right wing-back. I managed to bring in Manresa. Yeah, I was looking at right wing-back options. There was nothing out there truly inspiring, but this guy was available on loan from Barcelona. We've brought him in for 12 months as a bit of a stopgap option. Really, he's just here to be the second-choice wing-back. And the last of the signings, one I am really excited about, is Sousa. This guy we signed from Palmeiras, and he is the reason that I was willing to let Soretti go. Here is the head-to-head comparison of the 2 players. Sousa is, well, as you can see here, 3 years younger. We signed him for £24 million, which is a bargain deal for a guy who is this good. He's either-footed, not the quickest player, but we're training him to play out on that left-hand side, cutting in on his stronger right foot. So far for us, 1 goal, 1 assist in 3 Premier League games. Now, obviously, when you look through the transfers here, the thing that is evident is the fact that we've actually made a pretty nice profit this year, and that is absolutely true. Look at our transfer budget, still £45 million left of it. Loads of wage budget as well. I think the wage budget is actually lower than it was at the start of the year. That is in spite of the fact you might have spotted Sousa signed on some big money. And well, despite those signings being done, that doesn't mean that there's not more signings going on because, well, there is. The first, Farrington Carr is joining us. He's joining us from Al Aroba. A familiar face returns as really just a plan B player for us, if I do decide I want to play with a striker. And elsewhere, we have signed Tresor Balaki. Now, there is a completely legitimate question to ask here, which is, Jack, you have Balaki here, who can play right wing, striker, or kind of right wing back, but you also already have Faye, who can only play right midfield. Jack, what's the plan? What are you cooking up? What are you doing? It's a great question. I think I'm going to train Balaki to play on the left-hand side and cut in on his stronger foot. Admittedly, by the time he joins us, he is going to be 29, but he's another one of these crazy French free transfers we've been able to get over the line. And I just felt like he was too good to not try and sign. So when he signed for us, I figured it'd be a problem that I solve at the end of the year. In case it isn't obvious by those transfers that I've made and perhaps the lack of spending, the reason for the lack of spending really is there just isn't any super desirable targets out there that I want to buy mid-season where teams ask for a premium. And on top of that, the ambitions of winning the league this year have sadly kind of gone out the window, as you're going to see shortly. That doesn't mean that there's not a lot to play for, though. We're still in the FA Cup. We are still in the Champions League, where we're going to join in the round of 16. We're 6th in the Premier League. Let's talk about that in a moment. Now, first and foremost, let me tell you now, January was a really difficult month for us. We had 8 injuries in the month of January, and of these injuries, a few of them were kind of very similar players. Vial missed a period, Munoz, Junjun Juan, Big Deli missed a few weeks as well, and I'll be honest, it did hurt us a little bit with our recent form. Of course, last episode, we ended things with a defeat against Arsenal. As you can see here, the form on the whole is quite good. Just unfortunately, the Premier League is where we've struggled. In the EFL Cup, we did get a rather fortuitous draw. We weren't convincing away from home at the Hawthorns, only winning 1-0 via a Faye goal. However, in the second game against West Brom, 6-1 win, Mark got a goal. And let me tell you now, when Mark gets a goal, you can bet your bottom dollar we're going to watch it, even if it was a relatively easy tap-in from point-blank range. He had to be there to score it. He did score it. We beat West Brom 7-1 on aggregate, which perhaps was expected. Now, as already mentioned, in the Champions League phase, we have finished in 3rd. We did lose one game in the end. That was the penultimate game against Man City. I'll be honest, I played a B team for that game, and my mindset basically was, let's play the B team in this game. We might lose this game, but we've got Ajax in the final game, and we might not even need to win that to get through. In the end, as you can see, we did lose 3-0 here, but I did use it as a chance to really rotate a lot of the team. Now, some might think it was a foolish gamble to just assume we'd beat Ajax, and in retrospect, perhaps it was. It was Semeraro, the right wing-back, with that solo effort in added time to get us the win, although it does turn out we didn't actually need to win that game. Yeah, it really took the polish off the last-minute winner, the fact that when I looked at the table, it became evident we could have lost our final 2 games and we would have been fine. Now, Premier League form has taken a little bit of a battering. I'm going to blame that on the FA Cup, where, you can see here against Man City, we rotated the team ahead of this game, and we managed to win this one 3-2. Vial did pick up an injury in this game, and off the back of it, he did miss a few weeks, but we were well worth our win away from home. And following on from that, the 4th round didn't get all that easier. It took that wonder goal there with 10 minutes left to get a 3-2 win against Arsenal. Chima Egbo, not necessarily the man I expected to get the goal there. Now, to be fair, when I look through Arsenal's team, it is evident they did rotate things in certain areas, but make no mistake, we've knocked out Arsenal and Man City. I'm well proud of the fact that we managed to do that. And it's just a little bit of a shame, isn't it, that when you look at the league form, whilst it's been good, it's not been flawless yet. We drew against Leeds United 2-2. That was super, super frustrating. Besides that, we've actually been quite good in keeping lots of clean sheets. So wins against Burnley, Bournemouth and West Ham, all with clean sheets, is delightful, but sandwiched between all those difficult games, it has seen us just drop down the table a little. Worth noting, we have got games in hand because of all the competitions we've been playing in. Naturally, though, this has been a bit of a strain on the squad. Which I suppose brings us on nicely to this game here. It's the Carabao Cup final against Leeds United. It's the first of 2 games we're doing today, and if you're sat wondering, Jack, what's the second game we're doing? I've not actually figured it out yet. We'll figure it out after this game. Now, in terms of team news, it is going to be Sousa making his debut out on the left-hand side. The rest of the team is at absolute full strength for this game, which is really, really exciting. I really like the team that we've got built up here. It needs a few improvements, I think, in the summer, but I adore Sousa as an inside forward, and I'm going to hope that on his debut he can shine. You might have spotted on the other side, Faye is now an inside forward. I have got rid of the winger experiment. This is the exact same shape that we ran at the end of last year. Yeah, the winger just didn't work. There's sometimes in certain roles, in certain systems, where even though a player's maybe better suited to a certain role, you have to compromise the role that they play just to get the better out of him. I feel like that's going to be the case with Faye. I certainly hope so. This is only the second game where he's playing this new role. Okay, into this game we go. Leeds United are playing a 4-3-3. I'm feeling good here at Wembley. We should be winning this. I don't want to sound overconfident or like we have a divine right, but when you look at our team on paper, it's a great squad. It's a squad that's pretty well rested, and after a really rough January when it comes to injuries, we've had a much better February, which is a pretty big relief to be able to say. Looking at this game early on, they're having a lot of the ball, but they've yet to have a shot inside the first 15 minutes, which is good. Saying all of that, they could be on the attack here. Pitman to McAllister. McAllister is their star man, their captain, their left winger, a man we need to fear. Romano for them. Fabrizio with the career change gives it to Facunda, our former man you might remember at centre mid. He steps wide with it. Fisher goes back to Romano. A little bit of pressure from Leeds United here, but we've got plenty of players behind the ball. Now it's on us to, I suppose, just remain organised and make something happen. Abando gives it forward to Pittman. This is a very long highlight, Football Manager. Why am I scared? Ocon is in behind. And Second Ocon scores. It's 1-0 Leeds. I think there is going to have to be some question marks over the defending here. Who was that? Huge was sat far too deep. Ocon, tidy finish into the bottom corner. Right, well, you know what? Early shouty of demand more. I feel like so far in this game, we'd been fine until that point. It was their first shot on target, but crucially, it did it at the back of the net. Less than 10 minutes left of this first half. Remember when I said I felt like we should just win this game? I feel like I'm regretting saying that right now. Although maybe there's a chance here. We have had one highlight in this half, and it was a corner. Could we have another one that we find on target this time? Marco was under it. He doesn't get it goalwards. Faye to Souza. Faye, the Frenchman, fizzes it in. Junjun shoots. It's blocked. And Samararo somehow has headed it over the crossbar from inside the 6-yard box. That ends the half. A great opportunity at the death, and I suppose that's shown by the XG graph. But at the break, it is 1-0 lead. You've been terrible so far, lads. Come on, do something. Sort it out. I'm going to try and give them some confidence too. Souza, live com debut on a 6.2. Yikes. Decided not to change anything at half-time. I'm beginning to think I'm going to have to change something here because we are approaching, well, 30 minutes left of the game. It's got gloomy here at Wembley as the ball's whipped in. Souza has stayed on the pitch and Souza has scored. Oh, and good news, everyone. Someone has found the light switch at Wembley. Football Manager has this weird thing where sometimes the lighting's really gloomy in the match engine. If that ever happens to you, if you didn't know, if you middle mouse with your mouse, it takes you out of a match. If you then go back into the match, it fixes it. Just a public service announcement there as we casually get back into this game. Half an hour left. I mean, it's 1-1. It's all square. It is, well, just continue as we are, I think, really, because we've been good in this game. Leeds United with one shot on target, one moment of brilliance. Of course, Souza, I did mention he was on a 6.2 rating. With that goal, he's climbed up to the dizzying heights of a 6.9, which I feel like is still not a very good rating when you've scored a goal. But let's keep some faith in him here as we have a chance. Souza with the ball, dinks it, Faye in behind. He has to keep it down, doesn't he, there? He skies it. Right, you know what? I've held off making changes as long as I can. Faye's been disappointing in this game. I'm going to bring in Tofano. Elsewhere, I am going to bring in Ivkovic. I'm going to take off Soa, and I'm actually going to move Souza into the attacking mid position. Look how good this guy is to suited-wise to playing through the middle as an attacking midfielder. He is so good. Big Deli is looking a little bit worse for wear. I'm going to bring in Sanchez to hopefully stitch the defence and attack together. Junjun Hwan has had an awful game, and yet I just feel compelled to keep him on the pitch for now. It might be because I'm wearing the South Korean kit again, potentially. He's our star man, he's top goal scorer in the Premier League, and I have faith in him to come up trumps in big moments like this. I want to shout some encouragement at the players, please, Football Manager. There is 8 minutes left. Leeds have not had a shot in this second half, by the way. We've kept them so quiet. The match momentum has shifted monumentally. There's 6 minutes for a late goal to happen, or we could be going to extra time. Which I'll be honest, with the fixture congestion we've got just with all the games that we're playing, wouldn't exactly be ideal. So if we could try and wrap things up here, that would be delightful. But maybe nerviness is going to be kicking in as we approach, well, the death here. Semeraro to Hamilton, plays it forward. Souza in behind. He was offside. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I'm annoyed he didn't take a touch and just hold his nerve. It's extra time. They didn't have a shot in, well, almost, it's over 70 minutes, it looks like, looking at the graph here. But it is still all level, and we've not really had enough shots either. Going to tell the players I'm far from happy. I think I'm going to bring in some fresh legs. Egbo at left wing seems like a smart idea. Have just noticed, Tofano's picked up a knock out on the right-hand side. I don't really have someone who can play right wing right now. So he's just going to have to stay on the pitch unless... Ooh... Unless I've got a plan. This might be an awful idea. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to play with 2 shadow strikers. We'll tell Vial here to stay wider and run wide with the ball, just to kind of have that artificial width. But this is just the best I can do. I mean, Vial is a crazy player to be able to sub on in a game like this. He is so good. And I am going to hope that his goal scoring can serve us well here as we go into an extra 30 minutes of play. Semeraro at right wing back, one of the few players on the pitch with a green rating in this game. It's hardly been a classic, and we're already almost 15 minutes through things. Nothing is happening. I really don't want penalties. Is there to be any late drama? There's 8 minutes left. I mean, the thing is, I don't really want to to go that much more attacking. Manresa, you know what? Come on for the fresh legs and go and play as a wing-back on attack. Okay, that is all my subs made. That is all she wrote. That is all, folks. As I believe Looney Tunes once said, it's whipped to the back post. Hughes, quick free kick, hits the crossbar. And with 5 minutes left, that might be the best chance that we see in this extra time, because the time is ticking away, and unless there's going to be very late drama here, we're going to penalties. And I'll tell you what, without strikers on the pitch, we don't really have penalty takers on the pitch, do we? Oh my word, we're actually awful. I came into this game thinking this was just going to be a surefire thing and a nice simple result. I suppose this sums up our season. Spike Brits makes a save though. It gives us the early advantage here in the shootout, as now Vial is over the next one. He's going to step up. He misses as well. Oh my word. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Bevan is up for Leeds. Can he be the first to score a penalty? We've seen one missed for either team. Bevan shoots. Brits doesn't get there. Right, Junjun Huan, the man with a plan. Can he do it? Oh, okay, can he? Why did I even question it? McAllister, Leeds United's captain, their star boy, their left winger, he steps up. He's Panenka'd it. He's had Spike Brits' pants down there. Okay, Sousa got the goal for us in regular time. Oh my word, he's got a goal for us in the shootout as well. How about that? David looking to give Leeds United advantage. He steps up, he shoots. He hit that hard, didn't he? I'll be honest, I hate how bad our next set of penalty takers are. I'm looking at Marco, the centre-back, thinking, don't mess up. He's not messed up. It's basically sudden death now, folks. And it's going to be Aiden heaven for them against Spike Brits. Two England internationals staring each other in the eyes. Can Brits make the save? Absolutely no chance. There's been points in this save game where I've loved Ivkovic. There's been points in this save game where I think he's been the most frustrating player on the pitch. He is stepping up here to keep us in it. He does keep us in it. It's 4-4 after 5 each. And now it's Romano stepping up. Spike Brits in goal for us. The number one standing tall gets sent the wrong way. I'll tell you what, I said I didn't know what the second game we're going to do in today's video is going to be. There might not be a second game at this rate. This has been going on for a long old time. Hamilton, I need you to keep it going on here. Don't throw away your shots. He's thrown away his shots. He misses in the shootout. Leeds United win the Carabao Cup. And they will not be drinking cans of Carabao in the streets of Newcastle tonight. I just feel sad. I mean, look, it's the Carabao Cup. It's not the trophy that matters, really, in the grand scheme of things. But it's still quite nice to win trophies, isn't it, really? Hamilton says he'll step up again. I hope not. You know what? I found my silver lining. Aston Villa, our direct rival for the Champions League spots, just lost 2-0 to Liverpool in a game they had in hand on us. We are now 1 point behind them with 2 games in hand. That makes me feel a little bit better. Now, I did say, didn't I, that I wasn't sure what game we were going to come back for today. I'm looking at our upcoming games. No disrespect to West Brom in the FA Cup. Not sexy. Tottenham, I've played you far too many times. I think we're going to come back for the first leg of the Champions League round of 16. I don't know yet who that's going to be against, but it feels like a big one. So, yeah, you know what? Champions League knockouts are coming up. A little bit bigger than the Carabao Cup, I think. Okay, so first game in the Champions League. AC Milan and the San Siro. Yeah, the round of 16, I think it could have been worse, but AC Milan, not an easy team by any means. Their key player is Endrick, who in this universe you can see they signed for £64 million. I'm going to go ahead and say that's an absolute bargain. Now, just look at our upcoming games, and we will touch upon the results against West Brom and Tottenham in a moment. You can see here we've got this game against AC Milan today, and then tomorrow I'm going to come back and do the round of 16 second leg, the quarter-final against Aston Villa, and then as a Brucey bonus, I think we might do 3 matches tomorrow and do the Manchester United game too. As you already heard, we did get through in the FA Cup. I'll tell you what, was not convincing. Sousa to the rescue. 2 goals to this man as we played a fairly rotated team and could only win 2-1. But you know what? A win's a win. It's fine. Meanwhile, in the Premier League against Tottenham, we bottled it. There's not really another way of phrasing it. At home against Tottenham. I know this is going to be a difficult game because they're the reigning champions, but we got 2 goals in the first half, and I was feeling really good. This goal, like, the team play was superb. That ball to Soa and the finish was delightful. But, and it's a rather big but, which you can kind of already see in the top left, Tottenham weren't done in this game. They got 2 goals in quick succession, an annoying, well, solo effort and a half there. That did actually make me quite angry when that went in. And then from there, they got another goal, and it was down this left-hand side again for them. They had a lot of joy. This time the ball was fizzed into the back post, and Van den Berg was there to make it 2-2. And, yeah, I mean, Van den Berg, 19 jumping reach on a winger. It upset me a little bit, I'll be honest. But you know what? At least AC Milan, I hope, don't have a 19 jumping winger. I've already mentioned Endrick. Obviously, they've got some other pretty good players in their ranks. Gustavo Zapata here is a regen who's absolutely phenomenal. World-class centre mid. Jose Roberto is another absolutely quality centre mid they've got. He's on £400,000 a week. The only good news for us, Maxime Tran is unavailable. He is also just a very, very good winger. In fact, in looking at Milan's team here and looking at the wages their players are on, are they owned by a tycoon? It doesn't say they're owned by a tycoon, but look at the wages of some of their players. I didn't realise Serie A had this kind of money. I mean, actually, I do say that. Their bank balance is minus 163 million. So maybe Serie A doesn't have this money. Now, of course, this first leg is away from home. So it's about just having something to defend going into the second leg at home, in my view, at least. Looking at the team, full strength 11, well-rested 11. There's no nonsense going on here. Just need to hope that we can at least keep things respectable. I feel like our team thrives off keeping things solid at the back. And that is very much what we are going to attempt to do here. Although Milan, inside 3 minutes, have scored. It's offside. I tell you what, that's a warning, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, look, it was quite obviously offside, but Chadi Riyad with a nice little finish. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see a more obvious offside. I'll admit, now the lines are drawn, it actually looks closer than I realised, but that's fine. Okay, after that early scare, we have now survived the first 15 minutes in this game. No shots for either team. Milan having a lot of the ball. That is kind of fine today. I'm going to switch our mentality down to balanced. I feel like as the away team here, it's just about keeping things boring and keeping things solid at the back today. We've done that so far. And now, can we make things exciting at the other end? So, a back post, Jun Hwan heads it over. 8 minutes left of this half. Couple of chances for either team, but let's be honest, it's not exactly been a classic, although I feel like in an away game in the Champions League, you want things to be boring. You want to keep things quiet for the most part. We might need to do it here as Zapata shoots and Spike Brits parries it wide. Knowing that we're doing the second leg tomorrow, I'll be honest, for my own kind of just mental health, I just want this to be respectable after the first game. If we go into the second leg a goal down, I can rest easy tonight. I can sleep easy. If we were to get battered in this game 3-0, I feel like I'm just going to be sulking. I won't sleep tonight. I'll be overthinking things, worried about tomorrow's episode, knowing that there's just a dead rubber game at the start of it. Hopefully that isn't going to be what happens, because so far in this game, they've not created a load. Admittedly, we've not exactly created a load either. There's 4 minutes left of this first half. There has only been 5 shots so far in this game, although that's probably going to change rather promptly here as Vitek brings the ball forward and gives it to Osse. Couple of players queuing up at the back post. It's played into Hondi. A cross. Frank Hyper scores. 22 for the season, and Milan have a breakthrough. I mean, with credit to Milan here, this was actually really nicely worked, wasn't it? Osse's ball here caught me off guard, and then Hondi gives it to Hyber. First time finish. Brits couldn't get down to it. And if you're like me wondering, who are these players they've got? Here is Emmanuel Osse. He is very good, isn't he, with 20 flair. And as for the goal scorer, Frank Hyber, I'll be honest, like, he's one of those players that he's not actually that good, but he just has everything you want in a striker in Football Manager. Crazy pace, great agility, nice dribbling. Good jumping reach as well. He's annoyingly good, isn't he? Like, he's kind of average, but also really good, if that makes any sense. Okay, half-time in this game. We're only a goal down. Let's not panic so far. I'm going to tell the players they've been absolutely terrible and try and get them a bit fired up in this one. We'll encourage them as we head into the second half as well. Good reaction from the players. Hoping we see a little more in the second half going forward. Sadly, as we approach the hour mark, that is not what has happened yet. Jun Hwan in danger of being booked. I don't want to see that. Vial on. I think I'm going to bring in Balan as well. I'm going to take off Faye and move Sauer into the wider area. Sousa's been probably our inform attacker so far since his arrival, so I think I've got to keep him on here. Curtis at left wing-back's been poor. Semiraro's on a 6.2 at right wing-back. He's been bullied in this game. You know what? I'm going to make a change in the full-back area. Manresa and Egbo, fresh legs being brought on. And I have one sub in my back pocket, but to be honest, at this point, I feel like the priority is just survive at 1-0 and give us something to really fight for at home. If you told me before this game we'd lose 1-0, I probably would have taken it. I'm now looking at the timer just going away. We've not had a highlight in this second half, just to be clear. Nothing is happening. And I think that's kind of okay in a slightly bizarre way. There's 4 minutes of added time. They're coming. They're going. An atrocious game of football comes to a close. I mean, the home leg has to be better. I do feel like the key to Champions League success is to win your home games and just have something that you can defend off the back of away games. And I feel like to only lose 1-0, that gives us something to go into that second match, which is only in 6 days' time, and really give it a proper go. Now, as already mentioned, next episode, we are going to do a triple header because there are some massive games coming up in the next fortnight. I mean, look at these games here. They are all big. Wins against Villa and United would be nice. Having lost in the EFL Cup, there's now a renewed vigour and desire to at least get some silverware this year, and it's going to have to be the FA Cup or Champions League. Haven't really acknowledged it. Man City are 18 points clear of us. We're not catching them. Anyway, gang, down in the comments, I'd love to know what you think of the dealings I did in terms of selling Munoz and Soretti. I feel like we're setting up the team for the longer-term future. We've brought in younger players. We've got rid of some of the overpaid, older kind of deadwood backup players. That's going to give us room, hopefully, to bring in the youngsters and give them game time. In terms of money spent, obviously, Sousa is the big addition. I think for the price we got him for, £24 million, he is going to be worth every penny. His form so far has been fine. I guess the only concerning thing really is I've made a profit of over £150 million, I think there or thereabouts in transfers. Our overall balance doesn't look all that pretty. Granted, kind of this time last year, it was around the negative 95 million. So I really should look at this as a massive positive. Anyway, tune in next time to see if we can turn things around against AC Milan. We should also, maybe, I don't want to promise it, there might be a youth intake as well, although looking at things here, maybe that's not the reason to come back next time. If you've enjoyed today's video, go down below, leave a like. We'll be back tomorrow with your daily dose of Journey Manager action. It is me, Jack. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.